welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner, and today I am bringing you a vlog where I am challenging myself to read Midnight Sun in 48 hours. So I am going to attempt to read Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, which, if you don't know, is the newest Twilight book that is told from Edward's perspective. Wow, the ring light really catches that. I'm going to attempt to read this in 48 hours. So you might be thinking, like, that's not too bad. But reminder, I'm a mom and have 10,000 other responsibilities. So I'm going to be starting it today, which is Friday. And my goal is, like I said, to get this done in 48 hours. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see how it goes. I've been hearing some mixed things about this book, so I'm hoping that I can kind of find a rhythm in it, that I enjoy it, to see that I can possibly get this done quickly. So I will probably do like check-ins, maybe like every section of pages I read, because there are so many pages in this book, but I am hoping that I like it, and I'll be trying to tackle this challenge. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna do my first official check-in. I was planning on like setting things up and like doing it, wow, my AirPod just fell out, more like formal, but I am kind of tired. I did 2 vlogs today, or like tonight, and they were like involving like drinking, so that was really fun, but like I just want to lay in my comfy bed. So I figured I'd do a check-in because like one of the most famous like scenes from the book and the movie just happened. It's like the car, like the van one, where Edward saves Bella from getting crushed by the van. So I'm already on page 72, which is not that bad. I would have liked to have been further ahead, but today it just didn't happen. So thoughts so far. I felt like the first 50 or so pages talks about how Edward just wants to kill Bella and that her blood smells so good, and he wants her to be his prey, and oh my god, it's really annoying. So side note, I was team Jacob, not like what happens like towards the end of the series, but like in the beginning I liked team Jacob. Like that was, found Edward to be kind of annoying, but I mean, we get the point. Like he likes Edward, or Edward likes the smell of Bella's blood. He doesn't want to resist her. He wants to kill her and eat all the blood, or suck all the blood out of her. Okay, like we got it after the first 20 pages, and then we had to keep going on and on and on. So that was like really boring, and it's kind of dragging at some parts. We like see where he goes, like those days that he was missing at school. We see where he goes, and he went obviously to hunt, so that like he wouldn't be as tempted to kill her. But like it's weird, and like he has like fantasies of like how he would kill her, like who would he kill first, the witnesses or her, like over the top. I do love Alice in here. I love Alice as a character. I think she's great, and because from Edward's perspective, like we get more of Alice. Honestly, I really do like the whole Cullen clan, like besides Edward. So like it's nice that we get more of that, because obviously it's from his perspective. But I just felt like the first 70 pages could have been condensed, because it literally talks about the same thing the entire time. So I am going to continue reading. I'll check in maybe like another like 70 to 100 pages, which I'm guessing will probably be tomorrow. I am not on track so far, doing well with getting this done in 48 hours. So I'm thinking as of right now I'm going to fail. But I'm going to stay positive, and I am going to keep reading. And hopefully I can make it. But I'll see you later. Okay, I lied. I am going to make a comment before tonight ends. So maybe I don't remember this, because I've not read Twilight in so long, but he knew that he was gonna fall in love with Bella. So like Alice had a vision that it could go either 2 ways. Like he would like fall in love with her, or like then they saw like the vision like she was gonna be like a vampire, and like Alice and Amber was gonna be best friends. But like he was so repulsed by the fact that he was gonna fall in love with her, which I thought that was interesting, because I feel like when we read like Twilight, the original one, like like you would have never gotten those vibes. Like I would have never guessed that he was like appalled the fact that he was gonna fall in love with her. So I found that kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know. This is just, I'm not bored, I would say, but I'm like looking at my bookshelf or like the books that are on my side table in my bedroom, and I'm like, I would rather be reading that right now, or the books that are like on my bookshelf over there. Like that sounds more interesting. But like I said, I have challenged myself to see if I can get this in 48 hours. I don't know. Okay, I think this will be the last time I check in again, unless I read something that makes me angry or that I like, which I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. So I had a feeling that I would be checking in before I went to bed tonight. Different angle. So Edward is learning about Bella through like everyone else's like thoughts and stuff, because obviously he can't hear Bella's thoughts. Sorry, my hair was like in my way. So he says that he's mad at the way Mike like has these thoughts, and like that he's like possessive the way that he views Bella. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, Edward, you are like a very possessive person, like when you're in the relationship with her. So for him to be like, I don't like the way that he has these possessive thoughts about her, I feel like, like, dude, like, that just seems weird. Like, that kind of aggravates me, because like he's such a possessive, controlling character, and like in the relationship that they end up having. So that really aggravated me. But like this is really, like, because the bathroom with my eyes, this really, it will be the last time I check in, I promise. All right, good night. Hi loves. So a little bit later check-in than I planned. Sorry for the noise. I'm outside and the mess back there. We just built a deck. So quick update. I am struggling reading this book. I'm kind of bored actually, which is not good. Definitely the stuff that Edward does, like sneaking into Bella's room at night when she's sleeping, is way more creepy hearing it like from his perspective, and like the thoughts that he was having when he was in her bedroom is way more creepy than when we were getting it from like Bella's perspective of everything and like all that stuff. So that's been really creepy and disturbing actually in some ways. So yeah, I just am kind of bored. So obviously I'm gonna keep reading more too. It's been kind of a not tons of reading. I didn't really feel that good. I'm just really tired as I yawn. Whew, excuse me. But yeah, definitely gonna get more reading done tonight to take a little nap. The Tropical Readathon is having a 24-hour readathon, so maybe that's why I need to like push myself tonight to get this done, like a chunk done, but it's kind of slow. Bye. So I wanted to do a check-in because I finally found a chapter that I kind of liked. It's my favorite chapter so far. And I think it's because it wasn't completely filled with this dialogue if he wants to kill Bella or fall in love with Bella. So it was chapter 10, Theory. And this is going to be kind of spoiler just because, I mean, most people have read or seen the Twilight, and it's Twilight just from Edward's perspective. Wow, my hair. So this is when Bella starts kind of asking Edward questions about like she thinks that he's a vampire, so she's like asking him questions like in the car on their way home from the girl trip to go dress shopping, which went bad because like she got separated from her friends, and like guys like attacked her almost. So wow, my AirPod, I am like a hot mess right now. So I liked like the restaurant part, I liked the car ride part, like I liked this part, and I think that's, like I said, because it wasn't constantly Edward just talking about what he wants to do with Bella. We did get our first talk about Jacob, which was interesting to hear about Jacob from Edward's perspective, and I liked Jacob besides the choice at the end with that whole thing with like their daughter. Really weird. So that's, I think, going to be interesting on how all that happens. But I do kind of like getting into like what other people's minds, like what their characters are thinking, and like how Edward, uses that to like learn about other people. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, we're definitely getting to know, I feel like, the Cullens a lot more than we did the Twilight series, like the original ones, which I think is kind of cool. And kind of getting to know more about how they felt about Bella in the beginning, because I feel like we really didn't get that much, and how like they weren't like a fan of the whole thing. And I really didn't, realize that Edward tried so hard not to be with her, but like he was like destined to be with her. I don't know. So I did find a chapter that I am not, hating that much. So I wanted to document that. So it's about 11:05 Eastern Standard Time. The readathon for the tropical readathon is happening. It starts at midnight, and I'm gonna run sprints at midnight. I volunteered to do it just to help myself stay up. I won't stay up the whole time. I gotta sleep. I'm really tired today, but I want to keep reading because I'm kind of a little bit more interested, and I'm finally on page like 232, and I'm finally like interested in all this now that like Edward and Bella like know each other, like their secrets. I feel like we could have gotten to this point way quicker than we did. Like we didn't need these constant trips out to the woods to go hunting for animals. Like we got the point. So I'm gonna keep reading. I will check in a little bit on how my reading's going. I might do like random things if something like upsets me or I like something, but I'll do like a big check-in once I read more. So bye. I look like a hot mess because it's 2 in the morning. I don't even know where my glasses are, to be completely honest. I just got finished running Twitter sprints for the 24-hour readathon, and I got a lot of reading done, which I'm really happy about. Reactions, I like it better than I did at the beginning still. It's really interesting to see the thoughts that were going through Jess's mind, or Jessica and Mike. I just didn't realize, maybe I just don't remember because I haven't read the Twilight Saga in so long, but like how much of a bad friend really they were for Bella, and just how really just nasty they are. So that's been interesting to kind of get that perspective. Also, we all knew that Rosaline resented Bella because Bella had what she didn't have, but I never knew how deep that resentment was, and I've really been able to get that through being able to have her more present in the book and a more of a dominant role. So I think what I like about this book is getting to know more of the Cullen family, getting to know more about them and stuff. Parts that I don't like is that I know what's going to happen in the book. So it's like those parts where it's like, it was so exciting reading Twilight because I didn't know what was happening. Like I already know the direction it's going in. So I feel like it makes it sometimes harder to read because there's not going to be any major surprises. Yes, there's been some things here and there, but in general, I know what's going to happen. I know the plot. So it's like, that's kind of like, I think, a big drawback for me when I'm thinking about like, would I continue reading these books like as she writes more of them? I think her writing is done really well in here. It's hard knowing what's gonna happen because nothing's super exciting. So I'm on page 306. I'm on chapter 15, so not bad. I'm just shy of being halfway done. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it tomorrow. I know that was my original goal. I'm hoping I can, but I will let you know. I am going to go to bed. I am so tired. And then I will keep reading tomorrow to finish out the readathon strong. So I will check in when I have read another chunk of pages. Night. Hi loves, so I figured I'd do a check-in. I just took a bath, which is why, and I'm like in my pajamas, so I kind of look not all put together completely, but I figured I would do a check-in and kind of just update you on some things that I've liked and things that I don't like. We'll start off with the positive. So I like knowing more about what Edward was like as a new blood. Like I always found the new blood stuff like fascinating. And I feel like we kind of learn more about that with Jasper as well, but definitely we get more of an insight into what Edward's life as a newborn was, or a new blood, not a newborn, and as well as like what happened like during like he had like a lapse, I can't speak today, and like what it was like coming back after having like that lapse where he kind of went and killed humans instead of like animals. So I thought that was interesting. My favorite parts are that, like, the new stuff that, like, we didn't get in the original Twilight book. Stuff that I don't like. So I have never been a fan of the whole idea that, like, their skin sparkles in the sun. Like, I never bought into that. Even, like, when I was younger and, like, really liked these books, I thought that was just, like, really odd. And so, like, you know, Bella is going over, like, seeing that his skin sparkles for the first time and, like, is like, oh, okay, like, that's cool. And I would be like, if that was me, I'd be like, no, this is not okay. Like, I just find it so weird on how calm she was. Like, I know it's like a paranormal romance, but, like, let's be honest, like, I feel like it'd be more, like, realistic, which I know paranormal is obviously not realistic, if, like, she had some qualms and some hesitation about all the things that he did. Like, even when he's talking about, like, that he wanted to murder her and the 20 other children in the class, well, not children, like, kids in the classroom, like, she was like, oh, okay. And, like, didn't hesitate, or the fact that, like, he has killed people before, like, his family has killed people before, and, like, she doesn't second guess it. Like, to me, that's just so odd, and I think we get it more now because, like, Edward's, like, really spilling the deets on what he had been thinking, and I just think that's, like, really weird, and I don't like it. So, as I said before, the scenes that we already know, that just is slow to me, and it drags. The new stuff I do find interesting, but definitely it's dragging in parts, and yeah. So goal is to have this, obviously, finish it tonight, because my challenge was to finish it over the weekend, and to finish it in that time spot, which is, it's a chunker of a book to be able to finish in that amount of time. It's not like I can just sit and read for hours, obviously, like, that just doesn't how it works in my life. So I'm trying the best that I can. That's my goal. I probably won't do a major check-in again probably till the end of the book, unless there's something that, like, really makes me angry or that I really like. But other than that, I'll probably just do, like, one big wrap up at the end. My goal obviously is to get that booked in tonight, so maybe I'll do the wrap up tonight, or maybe I'll do my wrap up tomorrow morning. But I'm gonna continue reading. I hope I can do it. Have faith in me. Alright, so it's time for my final check-in and figure out if I was able to read this book in 48 hours and if this book was a fail or a success. So, first things first, I did finish it. I literally fell asleep last night as soon as I read the last page, so I count that as a success. Now, do I think this book was a fail or a success? I'm somewhere in the middle. Let's start with the things I didn't like. So first thing, it's just, I find some parts so boring because I already know what's going on. It's nothing exciting, and that's one thing about a book that I love, is not knowing what to expect. And for this book, I knew everything. And so that was kind of the biggest bummer for me, I think, out of this entire book. Two, I think Edward was such a more creepy character than before. He literally tasted Bella's tear. Like, that's so disturbing to me. And, like, when he watches, like, her in the night, like, that is just even more disturbing than it was the first time in this book, because we now know exactly, like, what his thoughts and motives were behind that, and it just really disturbed me. Did not like that at all. Three, I missed having, like, Jacob in this book because, like, as a main, obviously prominent person, which I knew that going into that wasn't going to be the case because it's not from, like, he wouldn't be in this book as much, but I did miss that as well. I also just didn't like Bella still, really. I never was a huge fan of Bella. I just don't like how she's so carefree about how Edward treats her, and how, like, she doesn't, like, get creeped out at all. Like, I just think that weird. Even Edward would be like, don't you think it's odd that my skin sparkles, or that, like, aren't you disturbed that I killed people at one point? And she was like, no. And I'm like, that's just weird to me. And I feel like I know this is, like, not realistic book, obviously, but, like, I feel like that would just have made more sense to me, but that's just, I guess, my personal opinion. Things that I liked getting to know, like, some of the characters more through, like, Edward's thoughts. So, like, through Jessica and Mike, like, those characters really surprised me. Like, I didn't expect that portrayal to be the way that it was. I thought that they would be more, I didn't realize they were that terrible of people. I liked getting to know more about the Cullen clan. That was, I think, my favorite part of this entire book. We really get to know that process and how they felt about things, especially Rosalie. I loved her character. I loved getting to know more about her. I'm obviously a huge Alice fan, so I really liked that. I think my favorite part of this book, though, was kind of getting more of the back history of the Cullen family. So, like, Edward as a new blood, and, like, how Clarice, and then all of that. Like, I liked getting to know more about how they came here, how Alice woke up and she has no idea who turned into a vampire. She didn't even know her name. And I think I would have liked more of just, like, a book about their history before this all happened. Like, that to me would have been more interesting and more intriguing because it would have been all new. So those were the parts that captivated my interest because they were all new. So is this a failure? Is this a success? I would say it's somewhere in the middle. So for me, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 stars, which is kind of like that smack dab in the middle. I didn't hate the book because there are some good things about this book, but I didn't love it. Would I read another one? I honestly don't know. I might just read it because it's had, this was part of my childhood reading Twilight, but I wouldn't necessarily pick it up, I don't know, just because I want something of enjoyment to read. I would have rather, I struggled getting through this. I definitely had to push myself. I would have rather been reading something different. But, I mean, I'll take it. It wasn't terrible. Do I think you should read it? I don't think it would hurt you to read it. I think it would be interesting, and I would love to hear your opinions on the book, so leave those in the comments below. It was so-so. I'm going to say it was so-so. There are things that I liked, and there are things that I didn't like. So there's my review of The Midnight Sun. So if you are new to my channel and you would like to take this journey with me, press that subscribe button below. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you never want to miss any of my content, hit that alert button. I have all my social media down below if you want to be friends on anywhere else. And yeah, so stay kind, loves, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Special, pretty up from the minute that I met you.